comedy, pop culture, and everything in between. By idiots, for idiots. Welcome, sinners. This is Sports Idiot Nation.
Welcome in. This is Sports Idiot Nation. Today is Thursday, August 1st. It's football day, and this is episode 1. I am Adam Reno, joined by Miles behind enemy lines. And dude, where is T.I.? Did you call him?
I thought you called him. It's typical T.I. Late to the first episode.
Yeah. So we will. Okay. T.I.
Hey, yes. Sorry,
You're
guys.
a mess,
Wait.
bro.
T.I.
God. Oh, man. I had to go Strikeout Wingz. Had to get some more, man. It's too good. It's too good. Well, I didn't get you guys any because, you're on the computer and, you're not here, so I couldn't really share with you. But, man, dude, they're good.
What flavor is that?
Dude, this is just hot. I told them, look.
Burn my mouth off, please.
I think
like
that's Jackass
I like lemon
flavored
pepper a
wings
lot.
for that Jackass, yeah.
They're like, oh, it's that guy. But I'm like, look, I like lemon. Lemon pepper's good. I like lemon pepper, but sometimes I was just like, man, just heat it up. I said, I don't want to, my teeth to fall out. It's so hot, but give me some spice. But damn, it's good. If you're in the Nashville area, you got to check them out. You got to give them a big shout out. They are the sponsor of our first official episode, which is awesome. And they got a spot on Ewing. They got a spot on Nolensville Pike. They got 2 spots in the ATL. Be sure to check them out on Instagram. They're killing it. I mean, you can literally go in and get any flavor of Kool-Aid you want. I got orange Kool-Aid today. It was the best. I'm telling you. But they don't do just wings. I mean, they got everything, man. They do hot Cornish hen. They do all kind of crazy stuff, man. Go check them out. For sure.
Well, they must be good to make you late for the first damn episode, bud.
Yeah.
Hey, man.
It's still going.
People got to eat, bro. People got to eat.
So,
by the way, I'll be back in a few minutes, man. I'm going to finish these, all right?
Yeah. We're going to...
We'll just carry on. We'll play amongst ourselves. That's fine.
All right. We'll talk about how Rhode Island is neither a road nor an island. So big time excitement because today we wanted to start with football. Later today is the Hall of Fame game. We definitely want to get into some football. I think we should probably get into more of the wings and find out about the flavors you guys like and find out from you guys watching what your favorite flavor of wings are. What are your go-tos? What are your go-tos even just for tailgating? I mean, it is tailgate season. But let's talk about why we tailgate, for the love of football. Again, we mentioned earlier, today is opening day of football. We know it doesn't count, and guess what? We don't care. We are watching. Everyone watches the Hall of Fame game. It's always on in the background because back in the day, it was Dan Deerdorf, Al Michaels, and Frank Gifford, and those 3 guys should have ran for president as a whole, and we would just vote for all of them to be
a commission of presidents.
Yeah, and Kathy Lee would just be in the White House, like having tea. Like
they each get 3.5 months to just figure it out.
Right. Yeah, and Dan Deerdorf was just walking around like kind of like Biden, not sure what's going on. Like, all right. So anyway, let's talk football. We're kind of excited to watch. I know that you guys are the AFC South. You are our go-to guys for all things AFC South, and so I know that you guys hope that maybe Ditka comes on the field and just wipes out the whole Texans organization by 50. And I know it's not going to matter as far as the big name players who have been on the team for a while. But as we talk Bears, Texans, what do you guys look for in preseason, and how do you think the AFC South is going to go?
Miles, take it away, my friend.
Well, you were talking about Dick. I was really hoping that Satan would dig up a hole and take out the Texans. T.I., you'd agree. You'd cheer for Satan over the Houston Texans, wouldn't you?
Absolutely. Satan is not in our division.
Yeah, that's true.
I will.
That's
the reason.
Yeah, I will. Satan. I mean, Krampus. There's a lot of people that I'll root for over the Texans. I mean,
I have a
every
feeling-
villain from every Die Hard movie I would root for over the Texans. So
I have a feeling that Krampus-
I'm just being honest. I mean,
I have a feeling that Krampus will come up in future episodes, and I want to let you guys know that the strategy for these podcasts is going to be as follows. So we will have a new and fresh episode every Monday and Thursday. So today we wanted to open on a Thursday as football is starting, but we will see you then the following Monday and Thursday. We will always come to you with fresh episodes. Be sure to check us out wherever you get your podcasts. Mostly going to be Apple and Spotify, of course. And then the most fun way to watch is on YouTube. Make sure that you like and subscribe and hit the notification bell if you're on YouTube, because you always want to be notified when we're dropping new shows. And then follow us on Instagram, Twitter. We had a Twitter. We had a tweet, a post, whatever you're calling it, X, Twitter. We had something that we posted on X, all right, and it went viral. Over 1.2 or 1.4 million views. The WNBA, there was nothing else going on, and
Clearly.
so we tweet. Yeah, clearly.
how dare you, Adam?
We tweeted
How
something about
dare
Caitlin
you.
Clark, and it freaking went viral. What can you say? So be sure, if you
She's a
want to
gold
catch us
mine right
going
now.
viral, you
She's
got to
online
check out all the
gold mine.
social medias at Sports Idiot Nation. So let's get into football a little bit more. We're excited for the football season. Man, the Texans, I'll say, they're a team that surpassed all expectations last year, and then they didn't rest on that. They're like, well, wait a minute, let's definitely keep going with the people that they added. I mean, I know you're just going to hate on them. I get it, because you're supposed to. If we were talking about the Rams or Sea Chickens, I would be doing the same thing. Trust me. But I'm just saying, you have to kind of respect the moves that they made. No, T.I.?
I respect the moves for sure. I mean, you got to respect anybody who actually spends their money wisely in the offseason. I mean, I of course I'm biased to the Titans. I think the Titans had the most exciting offseason I have ever seen since I've been a Titans fan. Texans, to me, I mean, yeah, they signed some big names. They stole Aziz from us. I think they picked up Homelander from Vought. So I mean, they're good. They're good, but I just personally feel they're due for a letdown. They had a lot of expectations once they hit the playoffs, because everybody was like, "Hey, how far can this team go?" Everybody was like, "Oh, they can go to the Super Bowl." Blah blah blah. I mean, CJ Stroud. I mean, he could get outplayed by every QB in the AFC South this year. It could be a sophomore slump. Nobody knows anything. How many quarterbacks have we seen have phenomenal 1 or 2, 3 seasons disappear? I mean, take Josh Freeman, for example, with the Tampa Bay Bucks. I thought that guy was like the second coming of McNabb or something, and he just
How did
crashed
Josh
and burned.
Freeman make his way onto the show?
That's what I'm saying,
Episode
crashed
1,
and burned.
Josh Freeman.
Episode 1, Josh Freeman. That'll be
So
a
you know
keyword
what?
search.
CJ Stroud
Not
is
on
the
my
next
bingo
Josh
card.
Freeman. You hear me? You heard it here first. People are asking, is CJ Stroud the next Josh Freeman? People are asking. Shout out Cork Bats.
Tweet that
Shout
one.
out Austin Huff.
Yeah.
No, I'm just
Don't
kidding,
at
man.
me.
Of course, I'm just being a hater. No, Texans are probably. I mean, yeah, we're all looking up at them. We all want to knock them off the throne. I think that the Titans can sneak in there and get a wild card, depending on how the division goes. But yeah, I'd love to say the Titans have just a shot as the Texans winning the division. But I'm a realist. We're going to have to claw and fight for that. Texans are going to have to kind of squander some losses. They do have a cancer on the team of Stephon Diggs. I know he's a great receiver, but it seems like he's never happy. Every time he's on the internet, he's frowning, and he's given some vague accusation about wanting to trade.
He led the league in targets. And then said, "I'm not getting the ball enough." Well,
I mean,
how do you even say that?
because he's a
out
wide
loud?
receiver. He's a wide receiver. Is what they all
Yeah,
say.
but I mean, dude,
If there were 105 plays a game, they would want the ball thrown to them 200 times. It's not even mathematically possible what they expect every game.
Right. We'll see how it goes with the Texans roster. I will say I'm biased a little bit to their coach because of what he was able to do for my 49ers at the defensive level. And so I will say I'm happy for his success. But I'm excited to see what Tennessee does, and we'll be hanging out for the first preseason game because the Tennessee Titans do take on your San Francisco 49ers.
No, not
so
ours.
we'll have
Not
to
ours.
hang out.
Yours,
Not mine. That's yours. You can keep that over there.
Not
Keep
Mike
that
and
over
Saw,
there.
not Arkansas. It's Arkansas. Got
Yeah.
it. All right.
Yeah.
So let's talk
I don't
about the
wanna
black
touch
and blue
that.
division a little bit and what we see with the Bears. I mean, there isn't
Go
a
Bears.
more dynamic offense coming up that started from not that dynamic to all of a sudden dynamic. When you look at offenses in the league, there are dynamic offenses. I got one. One dynamic offense, please. Oh, Niners, check. But what I'm saying is we were dynamic already last year, and the Bears were not. And so to go from not dynamic to very dynamic, you got to put the Bears up there, Miles, don't you?
Well, like T.I., I don't give a flying dirty diaper about the Houston Texans, so thank
And
you
you're going
for
through
throwing
quite
the
a few of
Bears
those.
questions to me. Yes, sir. So I
Not
think,
Miles himself. He had a new child. Not Miles' diapers himself. Let's be clear on that, okay?
That's fair. It's not
We can't
assumed.
have people on our first episode thinking that Miles is pooping his pants
I'm
over there.
glad
guys.
my wife is not on this podcast right now because she might beg to differ, but never mind. So my thought on the Bears, well, let's say this first. You two both could probably be my dad, just about. Both of you were alive for January 26, 1986, when the Bears won the Super Bowl. I was
The Bears.
still dead. I was still about 5 years away from being born. And if you go back through Bears history, at least Super Bowl era, what do we talk about with the Bears? Their defense. I think
Right.
it's unreal that for once going into a season, if we're talking about the Bears at all, which doesn't happen very often, we're talking about the defense. We're not talking about the offense. So the fact that we're actually paying attention to this team, who's going to choke and win probably 5 games this year anyways, that they're going to get overhyped. I sure they're going to put up some numbers. They got DJ Moore, you draft Rome,
Keenan Allen.
and Keenan Allen as well. Sure, they got weapons, but I don't trust them because they're still the Chicago Bears.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They got to prove themselves before we respect them. The media anointed them as, they're gonna
How
turn
well
around,
does
but
that go for teams?
Yeah. I mean,
It's still going to be
come on.
Lions and Packers, probably, right? Is that what we think?
Yeah,
I mean,
I think so.
Packers surprised everybody. Jordan Love took leaps and bounds.
Youngest team in the league.
Now, T.I., you called out CJ Stroud possibly being the next Josh Freeman. 5 years from now, if we come back and look at this episode, who's better, Jordan Love or CJ Stroud? Putting you on the spot, bud.
Oh man, so we're doing 5 years, huh?
Sure.
Well,
That should be enough of a litmus
Sure.
test.
I mean, they're already talking about reworking Jordan Love's contract, so they've got all their faith in him. We know Texans have the faith in CJ Stroud. I mean, those are 2 young, really good quarterbacks. I mean, I'm just going to be a hater, and I'm just going to say Jordan Love because
I
I'm just gonna
love
be a
it.
hater,
The balls.
Got to be
The
a
balls.
hater. Got to be a hater, And
He's
and
already
I will say
accomplished so
Jordan
much.
Love has
Okay,
surprised me.
now-
I thought he was going to. I did not think that he would
Now,
do what
let
he
me
did
take
last
it a step further then in the division.
Oh, no.
Jordan Love or Caleb Williams in 7 years.
year. Jordan Love.
Okay. So what are your
Caleb
thoughts then
Williams
on what
is good
Caleb Williams
passer,
is going to
but-
do? What's he going to do in the league?
He's going to paint his nails.
Rookie season or for life? His
Forever
whole
and
career?
throughout the universe.
All right, I'm gonna his whole career. Hold on, put my thinking cap on.
Forever in blue jeans.
Right now, Caleb Williams is
Crystal ball.
going to constantly paint his nails different colors and with different words and letters on them. And he's going to just be a quarterback that's probably going to put up some respectable numbers, but he's never going to win a Super Bowl.
So
Not
he
gonna win a
won't be
Super Bowl
paintless,
because
he'll
of
be
what Miles
ringless.
said. Is that he is a Chicago Bear, and the Chicago Bears are cursed. I mean, Jim McMahon, Rex Grossman. You kidding me? Come on now,
He'll be
It's
like
just-
a Jay Cutler or Jeff
it's-
George,
yeah,
just slinging it, but then
if they don't have a Brian Olwalker, if they don't have a defensive presence, like it doesn't matter how many points this
with hair or without hair, Brian Urlacher, go.
Ooh. I'm going without, but I'm biased.
Yeah,
without
is very
for sure.
It's very intimidating. I would give, if he approached me in an alley, I would give him all my money without
No matter what. Shoulders.
With his hair, I would probably try
Head
to run.
and shoulders.
I would run, but without the hair, I'd be like, no, here's my money, my cell phone. It's
Please.
whatever year this is a flip phone probably when this happened, so it's not very special. But
It's a razor.
no, I mean, who knows? Caleb Williams is a great passer. He is. I mean, I watched a lot of his tape at USC because I thought there was a possibility the Titans might draft him. You know, I didn't see the Titans getting Will Levis and trading up for him last year. I just didn't see that. After we passed the first round, I thought Will Levis would be scooped up, and I think that's the reason he slipped, and it was an opportunity that was like, hey, we've got to move up and get him because this is silly. Is this kind of to me, it was the Aaron Rodgers, Brett Favre thing. It was like Aaron Rodgers dropped so far. The Packers were like, we don't need this kid, but he's just too damn good to pass up. And that's how I felt the Titans were. It's like, this guy has, his upside is through the roof. So, yeah. So, I mean, we'll see what happens there, you know? But, yeah. I mean, Caleb Williams, Bears, I mean, I think they'll be a respectable team, but they're not going to just flip and win the division and go deep and do like the Texans did, I don't think, you know?
Dude.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see. We're excited for the NFL. We're going to talk a lot more NFL as we get rolling, but I want to get back to some of those Wingz because now you got me thinking Wingz, and so I was thinking let's get into like the nitty gritty of all things Wingz. It was National Wing Day earlier in the week, and so it's kind of perfect. And so first of all, I want to ask you guys. Chicken nuggies or the real deal, and are you willing to just call them boneless and not chicken nuggies if that's what you're voting? Or because I'll admit that I don't mind a chicken nugget. I will have it. Yes, please. Hi, chicken nuggets, please. People that are like, no, it has to be traditional. At the end of the day, I'd rather have traditional, yes, but I'm not going to hate on chicken nuggies. I'll still have them. But are you guys like total anti, or what's your take on Wingz?
Miles, you want to go? Or you want me to pick it up?
I will eat a wing that you put before me.
Right? That's where I'm at.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of it also depends on time and place as well. Many things in life are that way. If I'm going to sit, watch a game at a bar, have some beers, and I don't really care who's around me, I'm with you guys or other dudes, I'll go the traditional route for sure.
Because
you already knew what my answer was. Yeah.
Other dudes, you cheating on us, man?
Yeah, many a time.
Man.
Now, I will say with that, we've actually, the birth of this podcast stemmed from a very ceremonious Wingz situation. As Miles will remember, we started a show back in 2016, and the basis was we were at a competitor of Strikeout. We won't mention them. And we were sitting there eating wings. And I think, if I'm correct, back in those days, we would just get 50 boneless and call it a day and just get all different flavors. And all four of us would just chow down for 2 hours straight.
Go home in a coma. Go home in a food coma.
And it was just like, well, 50 between four people isn't a ton. And so we did that. And that was the birth of this podcast journey, because people started laughing at us overhearing us talk. So we went home and went to our friend's apartment, put a microphone in the middle, sat strategically around it so that our voices would pick up evenly. We still didn't. Miles still somehow like overpowered pretty much everybody. But it was a really good episode, and we were just like dinking around. And now, years later in 2024, now here we are, and it was all from Wingz. So to the Wingz gods, we salute thee. So
the Wingz
T.I.,
gods. That'd be a nice rapper name, the Wingz God.
Wingz gods.
I like that.
Are you a Wingz snob? Be honest.
Am I a wing snob? No, I am in the same boat as you guys. Look, I like food. I'm in the business of eating food, right? And I'm in the business especially eating food that comes from chickens and cows, and pigs, Every now and then, maybe a fish, but, those days are long behind me. But I like to focus on food. So with that being said, I'm not a elitist by any mean. You know, I'm
No
I will
waffle
eat
over there.
what is there. If somebody's like, "Hey, we got a deal today on boneless buffalo wings," that's fine. If somebody wants to call them a boneless buffalo wing, I don't give a shit. If somebody wants to call it a chicken nugget, I don't give a shit. You know, it's like tomato at that point. They're literally, you know, Sally Struthers is on TV talking about starving kids in Africa, and I'm going to sit here and say like, "Oh, sorry, that's a chicken nugget, not a boneless buffalo wing." Yeah. I'm out.
It's
you're
probably
never
more...
getting my business again, and I'm going on Yelp. And I'm going to leave a 1-star review because that is a fucking chicken nugget.
Which, remember to rate and review the podcast. We're trying to grow this thing. We need the many stars, because the idea is to have great guests for you guys, and no one's going to come on a show that has 11 viewers. So not just our friends and wives and whatever. So we do need some help. And the way that we get these great guests is be sure to like and subscribe, share with fellow idiots. One thing with wings, I'll say, I think it does depend on the flavor. Do you go for more of a barbecue type, or do you go more for the hot and spicy type? Because I will say I do like, I don't know, for lack of a better, I don't know what else to call it, like Asian zing is what I'll say, where it's a little bit of both. It's got some zip to it, but it's actual flavor too. Like that's what I go for, and not at the level of any habanero type or any, like, it's, I want to taste it. I don't want to burn my tongue where it falls out of my mouth. I don't know. Miles, you're kind of a wuss, right? If I remember.
Well, again, you put any wing in front of me, it's going to be a bad day for those wings. I'm saying with T.I., right. I'm going to destroy those wings. So no, going
but
back.
You're not doing the magma.
I'm not.
No, we have magma.
So
the magma flavor.
Trust me, I've been there, done that. Certain wing challenges I've done, the hottest wings, the blazing wings. Trust me, I crushed them all, drank gallons of milk afterwards to make up for it.
Yeah.
Lost 2-3 pounds just sweating it off. But no, I usually will go the route of, I want a little zip to it, but again, I want to taste it as well. I'm here for it. I'm here to enjoy my experience. I'm more of like a honey mustard guy, I guess I would say, but I like to mix it up. Like if I'm going to get a dozen wings and they're going to let me do a different flavor for all 12, I'm going to do it. I want to experience it all. I want to enjoy this journey. This is my path. This is my road that I am paving. And it's vital to my future in my life.
That's right. Miles has this guy in the kitchen. He's got 12 wings, and he's like seasoning each one, like, ooh, this one right here is gonna knock his socks off. You know, got 12 of them all lined up like Chef Ramsay. You know,
put in my napkin in my shirt.
It is being a boss. It is backwards McNair jersey there. You know,
gotta have it.
Yeah.
Easter egg. Miles
each
Easter
individual
egg.
wing gets its own serving tray. Then
I can already see it now. Episode 100. In which episode did Miles wear a backwards Steve McNair jersey?
Comment now to to win a free car.
I feel you guys too. I want to enjoy the flavor too. It's like kind of said, it's a time and a place. You know, sometimes there's a time when, you know, there's a bunch of dudes hanging out, and it's like, hey, we're gonna get the hottest shit ever and see who can handle it, right? And that shit's fun, man. See somebody lose their shit over, you know, trying to act badass because they want to eat some really super hot shit. Like, you know, like I bartended for many years. I've seen dudes at the bar like guzzling Tabasco, like, look at me. You know, it's like, well, that's
so
cool
many
and all,
chicks
but
doing that, bro.
You're
like, look at that
really
guy.
hate yourself in about 4 hours, and you're for about 4 straight hours. You're really gonna hate yourself, you know. But
just announce that you're single.
It's like, I if I'm eating hot chicken or something, like I may want it a little hotter. But yeah, hot wings, man. I'm just, like I said, a little hot. You know, maybe in between. I like the traditional kind of like buffalo, you know, barbecue's fine. Like, you know, like I said, lemon pepper sometimes fun. I mean, there's a time and place for everything, you know. But like Miles said, if they give you options to split it up, like, yeah, I'm gonna experiment. I'm gonna try some shit. I might try your napalm death from raining from hell from the heavens, whatever you call it, or I may be like
Agent Orange Chicken.
Try your casual Tuesday afternoon flavor that you have, you know.
Yeah. So. And I'm curious then.
Asian zing, yeah, man. Everybody likes a little Asian zing, right?
Right. Just
Yeah.
that little bit of a kick, but still the good flavor. So speaking of that, then at places that offer it, and not everyone does, because dude, if I ran a restaurant, I got time for that. But flats versus drums. Sometimes you can say, "Hi, all flats, please," and they're like, "Okay, sure." And other times they're like, "Dude, we don't do that. We just throw them in. You get what you get, and you don't throw a fit."
Yeah, I'm like, get out the door. We'll give
Do-
you what you
so
want.
if
we'll give you
but
what you get.
if they if the guy next to you hear says all flats, and they're like, "Sure," you're like, "Oh, that's an option." Do you do it? Or are you kind of both where you're like, well, I'll just get what I get because I kind of do appreciate both? Ti, are you, if the guy in the booth next to you orders that, does that trigger like, oh, I might do that too?
I pretty much do what everyone else does, so sure, 100%. I would change my whole order immediately and be like, I'm getting what that guy got. No, I'll be honest.
Pickle flavor.
I mean, look, if I'm at a party or something and there's a plate of wings and there's flats and there's drums, I'm probably going to go for a drum first, just because I think I like that better, Doesn't mean
It's
like,
easier to eat one-handed.
I'm not going to come up with the last like couple ones and be like, there's some flats there, and be like, ah, man, I'm just going to hit up Taco Bell on the way home. I'm cool. Like, I'm going to eat the shit out of those flats. But I mean, to be honest, I feel like there's more meat on a drumstick than there is a flat. Like I feel like I take 3 bites in a flat and I'm already hitting bone with the drumstick. I feel like I can get 5 bites out of it if I'm, not trying to choke
Right.
on it.
Right.
Not trying to choke on any bones. That's what she said.
Yeah, exactly. Miles, what about you?
Well, as we talked about earlier, the wing gods have been good to us, so I'm trying not to piss them off. So I wouldn't get too risky and try to order all drums or all flats. I'll take whatever's given to me and just roll with it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
You get what you get, don't throw a fit.
Right. I'm more for picking out the flavors that I want. But sure, I'll
honey
prefer a
mustard.
drum. Yeah, I like a black and blue. I prefer a blue cheese over a ranch. Ranch is great, but I'd rather go
Garlic
blue
parm?
cheese. Garlic parm, I'll mess with that for sure. But I prefer a drum over a flat because, again, if there's more meat there, there's more meat there. I don't care if it's the wing or the leg or the buttocks. I don't give a damn. If it tastes good, it tastes good. If there's more to it, then I'm going to eat it. I want that juicy bootay if I can get it.
Raw.
I like
raw.
big buttocks.
Raw dog. So
That was the original name of Sir Mix-a-Lot's song, but they were like, let's just change it to butts because people
we
don't
want
really
to
know
make
what
money
buttocks.
on this.
People don't really know what buttocks means,
Yeah. So, all right, Ti. Again, special thanks to our sponsor. Tell us a little bit more about Strikeout Wingz.
Yeah, for sure. Strikeout Wings. Look, like I said, if you're online, they're on all your social medias, but they're really killing on Instagram. I think between their ATL spots and their Nashville spots, I mean, you're talking well over 20,000+ followers. They got great reels. Like I said, their menu is eclectic. It's not just hot wings. They've got all kind of different flavors. I think they've got something like 15 flavors, many different levels of heat. Like I said, the Kool-Aid option is awesome. Like what place in town? Of course, they've got a soda machine. You can get your Coca-Cola and your Dr. Pepper, but let's be real, man. Where can you go and get 12 hot wings, some seasoned fries, and with a grape Kool-Aid or orange? Like I said, I got orange. And it's not, they're not pouring it for you in a glass. Like, it's legit, already prepackaged. You're popping off the top. It's fresh. It's not, you're not sitting there thinking like, oh, somebody's mixing this up right now and pouring it for me. Like, So it's like,
Yeah,
real legit, man. It's a cool spot. I want to give a huge shout out to them again for sponsoring our first episode. It's a big deal. Tying in National Hot Wings Day is great. We always want to kind of rep local and support small business. And, I thought what better than repping one of my favorite wing spots in Nashville,
Yeah, that's dope. We love it. So make sure that you check them out on Instagram. Was the best way to probably catch them. Check out their reels. Check out the flavors.
I think
Hit
so.
them up. Tell them Sports Idiot Nation sent you. And again, follow us on Instagram, on Facebook, on podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts. Of course, YouTube is the best way to watch us. Also, shout out to another sponsor, which is the Toy Pit. If you are in the Indianapolis area, they have a store there, buy, sell, trade, but also at mytoypit.com. you can buy, sell, trade. That's where it doesn't matter where you're located. That's what's dope. So wherever you're listening, you can go to mytoypit.com, and there you can see if you're looking for, Ultra Magnus Transformer, or a special, Leonardo Ninja Turtle, or you need an American Girl for your daughter, all that stuff, Care Bears, like all that kind of stuff. He'll have, our guy Mike will have that at yourtoypit.com. So make sure you check them out. Special shout out to them as well. So for Adam Reno, Miles Behind Enemy Lines, and TI, remember, like and subscribe, and we will see you Monday.
Okay, all you sinners, follow Sports Idiot Nation on TikTok, X, and Instagram. Like us on Facebook, and remember, the most fun way to watch us is on YouTube every Monday and Thursday. Be sure to hit the notification bell so you can be updated when new content drops. Remember, the podcast can also be found on the usual suspects of Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Always remember, don't be an idiot.